Hey everyone, it's Michael from Replica Airguns with another tabletop video. Today we're looking at the G&G ESG B-10 2.0. This is a gas airsoft shotgun. It's not blowback or anything like that, but it is gas. So no spring, no internal electric AEG system, just pure gas powered. Now, if you're interested in this product, I will put links in the description to buy it in Canada and the US. So check out the links there. Now, I will for sure be doing a field test shooting video for this gun because it is very unique. You don't see too many gas-powered shotguns. And this is essentially a semi-auto gas-powered shotgun, so it's very unique. You can unload a lot of rounds very quickly. We'll get into that in a bit. So I am kind of excited to do that field test shooting video. I'm not sure how I'm going to actually figure out velocity. Accuracy is not really that big a deal. I just shoot at a target and see what we get. But shooting 5 to 10 rounds at a time, I'm not sure how that's going to impact the chronograph. I guess we'll find out when I do that video. All right, let's get into some of the specifications. This is manufactured and distributed by G&G. It does shoot 6mm plastic airsoft rounds. It is gas powered and it is metal and plastic construction. Basically, it has a plastic receiver, a metal upper, lots of metal controls and internal metal parts. It's actually pretty heavy at 5.6 pounds or 2.52 kilograms. Kind of feels heavier than that, to be honest, maybe because it's so small. It does shoot in both 5 and 10 shot bursts, and it has ambidextrous selector switch to access those controls. And the trigger is basically a double action only trigger since there's no blowback operation, activating that internal hammer or striker. The total length is 18.39 inches or 46.7 centimeters, and the inner barrel length is 12 inches or 30.5 centimeters. It does include a 105 round mid-cap AR style magazine, so your AR magazine should work with this gun whether you have mid-cap or high-cap magazines. And in 5-shot burst mode, it has a claimed FPS of 235. That might seem low, but don't forget that's 5 rounds coming out at the same time, so you need quite a bit more gas to make that happen. Now in 10-shot burst mode, that velocity is going to drop even more. You'll also find a Picatinny rail on the top and sides. I think you're going to need to use at least the top one for sure to get your line of sight high enough to actually see. Otherwise, you're trying to cock your neck and your face in line with that rail, and it's really hard. So other than just kind of guesstimating where you're shooting, eyeballing it, and I'm using that term very loosely, you're going to need some sort of sight to get the line of sight up high enough to actually see it. Now, it does come with sling mount options front and back, so you could put sling on here pretty easy. And again, it does come with that one magazine and the manual, and it's made in Taiwan. So just quickly look at what's in the box. I say manual, I just couldn't find mine, but they always come with manuals, these G&G guns do. So all I have is the product brochure. I couldn't find the manual. And sometimes in my haste when I'm unboxing, I lose these things, but I looked all around, I couldn't find it. I also didn't find a cleaning rod or anything in there, and there seems to be a place in the box for a cleaning rod. So maybe, I don't know, maybe mine didn't come with them, I'm not sure. But I'm sure you can find the manual. Maybe, you know, if you scan certain things, you'll be able to find that manual. I'm not going to show you the box too much because it's too big, but this is like a little sleeve that goes around the box because the other box is basically for the B10, the non 2.0 version. So this just sort of differentiates the two here. So you can see, you know, whatever that means, GT Advanced, I guess that's what it says. Gas, Airsoft, made in Taiwan. On the back, there's not too much here. Short length, 90mm or less, Picatinny rails on the side for mounting accessories, and the top, of course. Now on the box, there is this UPC code. I don't know, you could scan that if you want and see if that gets you anywhere. It might get you to the manual. Possibly, it might just take you to their website. But I'm sure we could find the manual if I look long and hard enough. I'm sure it's on the internets there somewhere. So let's take a look around this gun. We know all the specs and stuff. I don't have a manual to really tell you that much about it other than what I've got here. I can show you. I'll just take that out for now. So you can see here we have the safety, which is also the selector. So you have 5 and 10 round burst, and it's ambidextrous. It's on both sides. You have Picatinny rail on the top and sides. You have these quick release sling mount options, so you can put your pins in here and move things around. You probably even put other accessories on there other than slings. They just snap in there. You do have this nice flash hider, which is, I believe it's plastic, but it's not orange, which is nice. You could probably put something else on there if you want. You have your double action trigger, which isn't that heavy. It actually doesn't feel that bad. Now basically all the selector switches allows how many rounds are loaded in with each pull of the trigger, okay? So keep that in mind, and I've been watching some videos, so essentially if you do this, it's gonna allow 10 rounds in. So even if you go back to 5, your next shot is gonna be 10 rounds, and then after that it's gonna be 5. So keep that in mind. You go like that, it's gonna allow 5, Now it allows another 5, so you have 10 in total. Take a shot, still going to be 10 in there. Now you basically 10, now 5. Okay, so there's a little bit of delay with that selector switch in how it works. So you can switch this back and forth. There's no hop up or anything in here because it is a shotgun, but you can switch this out and you can lock it in place by just sort of pulling it up a bit. Okay, you do have your magazine release, which is ambidextrous, and it's really easy to get to. This is all metal. Again, this gun weighs a lot. You have another sling mount here. You've got your plastic butt plate. Your gas goes in here. Okay, so quite a big reservoir. Apparently you can easily get through a whole magazine, so a good 100 shots easily, and I believe multiple magazines. We'll test that out a little bit when I do the field test, but that gas goes a long way in here, even though you're shooting so many rounds at once. Okay, let's take a look. It is a very nice looking gun. Now you do have this mid-cap magazine. Now in order to put it in and get it to stay in, you do have to push this all the way in. Sometimes I just can't get it all the way, but there we go. There, now it's in. Okay, so got that locked in place. Want to take it out, you just hold it like that. So mid-cap magazine, there's no spring tensioning you need to do with this one because it is only 105 rounds. You could probably use a different style, AR style, or AR style one if you wanted to, no problem. Okay, but it does come with this one. If you have other AR magazines, you can use them in it for sure. There is also, just to note, a little area here. Now, because it's not an AEG, there's no motor or anything in here, but you could put some tools and stuff, maybe Allen keys or something in there if you want to. Maybe a pack of BBs just in case. Whatever you want, okay? So, nice gun. I'm really interested in the performance. That's going to be fun. I don't get to shoot gas-powered shotguns very often, so we'll be doing that for sure and seeing how it performs. So at this point, all that's left to do is talk about some of the pros and the cons. So starting with the pros, there's lots of metal construction where you need it for good overall weight, feel, and balance. And again, there's lots of options for adding accessories like sights, lasers, slings. And it does work with your popular M4 or AR style, AEG style magazines. And the gas system seems to be very efficient, allowing for multiple magazine reloads before refilling that gas again. And the bullpup design makes it super compact for easy maneuverability. Also packing it up and putting it in a backpack, for instance, keeping it out of sight if you want to take it from home to the airsoft field. And I'd say it's a very unique product, great for clearing rooms in close quarter situations. You can literally unload 100+ rounds in 10 shots, so in probably less than 6 or 7 seconds, you can just unload a barrage of ammunition. And it does have that G&G high quality build that's also affordable. Like, that's the thing with G&G. They make good products, but they're not over the top expensive. And I like that it doesn't have an orange tip. I kind of feel that takes away from a gun. It's nice for safety reasons, but in terms of being a replica or just, looking legit, that's going to take away from it quite a bit. All right, some of the cons, you're going to for sure need to buy some sort of a sight system to get that sighting up high enough where you can actually use it. And the trigger pull is going to be a bit on the heavier side, being a double action trigger. But I don't think it's too bad, to be honest, especially when you consider you're loading up 5 to 10 rounds at a time. And it is priced a little on the higher side, more than your typical AR AEG, since there's so many of them out there. All right, that wraps up this review of the G&G ESG B-10 2.0 Gas Airsoft Shotgun. Keep posted for my field test shooting video down the road, and also check out the links in the description to buy it if you're interested, over in Canada and the US. And if you're interested in other products, air guns, BB guns, airsoft guns, pellet guns, blank guns, and accessories, then again, check out replicaAirguns.ca for Canada and replicaAirguns.us for the US. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Check us out on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Until next time, take care.